There's nothing like coming home after a long day and just sitting back and playing some board games. There's been a theft! TheOneTAR! Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective Game is a board game about solving murders. Well, mysteries. Sometimes there's thefts, like this one. The game can be played solo or with however many people you can rope into helping you solve mysteries. In Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective, you are part of the Baker Street Irregulars, helping Sherlock Holmes to solve the cases that he doesn't really necessarily have time or interest to solve himself. There are 10 cases in the game, and they each build on their own. This hat is like falling off. In the game, when you visit certain environments or places, you can find clues. Clues help you eventually solve the mystery, and sometimes the clues that you find might not even have anything to do with the main mystery you're trying to solve. For example, you could find maybe that something was stolen, or maybe some piece of glass from something that ties to an entirely different subplot contained within the case that you may or may not figure out. At the end of the game, you get the most points if you've solved the main case, but if you've solved any of the subplot cases, you'll get bonus points, which can help you to make sure that you beat Sherlock Holmes, who always gets a score of 100 on every case. Some of the clues that you find in the game might seem really important in the beginning, but then you might realize that they're actually not all that important. Maybe they lead to a subplot, or maybe they're just a dead end. You never know. Aha! Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. When you find a clue in the game that you need to find more information about, specifically like who does this room belong to, there's the directory. The directory lists everybody that might be involved in any of the cases and tells you where you can find them in the game. So, once you look it up, you just go and hunt down that person and try and question them. Steve, I found this peanut butter cup wrapper in your room. Why did you eat my peanut butter cup?
This one was mine.
Sometimes in the game, the people you interview don't actually give you the answer that you want to hear. You might get stuck, but they have a plan for that in the game. What you do is there are certain places that you can always go no matter what case to get hints and just clues to what you need to find out to maybe unlock more information.
Hello?
Hey, Cheryl? Yeah, it's Tiffany. So, I'm trying to solve the mystery of my missing peanut butter cups, and I went upstairs, and one of the bedrooms had a peanut butter cup in it, but what should I do?
Did you check the other bedroom?
Right, the other bedroom. Thanks.
Okay.
Sometimes that clue that you get from somebody that's, smarter than you helps you a lot figure out the next step of what you should do. This game has a lot going on. The books are super thick, so every case they've thought of basically everything. There's just subplots and subplots of stuff that you can get into and just basically get lost in. It's got rabbit holes all over the place. You have very big teeth. Your breath smells weird, but familiar. There's a lot of stuff that can keep a lot of people entertained, especially when you take into consideration all of the material to go through. Whenever you visit anybody or use one of the references, though, you end up spending some points. Wait a minute. I think, yeah, that is a clue, my friends. What do you think, Ishi? At this point, I don't really know what else to do. I've talked to everybody I know to talk to. I can check the newspapers. In the game, you can always check the newspapers to find more information. And because the game builds on itself, the newspapers that you find in earlier cases are still irrelevant in later cases. This game is really smart and builds and builds and builds, and it's just, it's a lot of fun. We had a newspaper somewhere around here. Aha! The newspaper. This might be the source of this powder. At this point, I'm pretty much tapped for a solo case. But, really, that's why Sherlock is more fun with other people. Yeah, you can play it alone, but I don't know, there's kind of a sense of excitement about just having other people to help you play it. Sherlock the Consulting Detective is actually a mystery game that I enjoy. I'm not a big mystery novel person, but I really like this game. It's kind of fun to sit down with a group of people and have one person poring over the newspaper and one person measuring on the map, because there's a map and the distances on the map actually matter sometimes, and just have people do a lot of fun stuff and work together. Each of your toy got stuck here. How did that get on there? As far as how long the game takes, that depends on you and your mysteries. I'm assuming that each case will take longer and longer to play, but I don't really know. I'm only on case 3 and really looking forward to making it to case 10 at some point. Thanks for helping out, Ichi. Here's your toy. Now if only I could figure out who stole my peanut butter.